All right, I think we're on. Um, Not 100% sure if this is all working as it should. This is our first live stream ever, and it's kind of impromptu, so had to cobble this together a little bit today. Um, but I hope you can hear me. I assume. Unfortunately, it seems like there's no way for me really to tell that my microphone's working here. So if there's anybody out there, please leave the leave in the chat real quick, maybe if you can hear me. Anyway, so well, today we're basically going to talk about the Chevy Bolt and the issues in regards to the price decrease, which is great, but created lots of issues. And we also are going to involve the recall a little bit because all that comes along with it. And then at the end, I'm going to update you a little bit on Rivian since we have a Rivian R1S reservation going. So, anyway, with the Chevy Bolt, I'm sure most of you by now heard there was a price reduction of $6,000 for the 2023 model. And obviously, then the 2022s and whatever leftover stock there was at each dealer had to have basically the same price decrease in order to be able to sell those that are still sitting at dealers. So now that obviously increased the interest in the Chevy Bolt drastically. A lot of people wanted to buy the $25,000 electric car. This is basically, again, the first $25,000 electric car. As we purchased the Chevy Bolt in 2020 for just over $25,000, due to some rebates and things that we were able to incorporate. And so, but this time, basically, it comes down to $25,000 just with the price reduction. So that is pretty great. And many people went out and started looking at these and started shopping around. And that's when the problem surfaced. The dealers are a huge problem because they want to make money. They want to benefit from this. And as a dealer, they're not required to stick to the MSRP. And MSRP stands for manufacturer's problem. So they can either lower the price to get rid of inventory, or they can increase the price if there is a demand for it. And so obviously, even more after GM announced the price reduction. Unfortunately, many dealers did not advertise that they're planning on charging a markup. They left their advertisement out there, lowered the price by the $6,000 and the price by the $6,000, and people came in. And so, well, as people came in to the dealership, they found out all of a sudden that most of the dealerships actually charged a $5,000 markup, which is quite a lot because $5,000 after an about $6,000 price reduction, depending on the model and model year, that then you add 5,000 to it, that brings it back up to where you were. So I'm not sure. We seem to have lost connection. Not sure if I'm back on. All right, so not sure what's going on here. It still tells me we lost connection. Hopefully it's working. So anyway, people going in for the purchase of a brand new Bolt, all excited. And by the way, thank you, Eddie, for letting me know. Appreciate it greatly. Thank you. So yeah, people go in and they want to purchase the Bolt, $25,000, add their options to it, so they maybe come up to $30,000 depending on what they're going for. And then the dealer adds on another $5,000 and hands them the paperwork. Okay, and I'm not kidding. This is real. I'm part of a Chevy Bolt owners group, actually, of a couple Chevy Bolt groups, and many people that already had a Bolt, and now maybe somebody else in the family wants to buy one, or they wanted to add a second one, or they sold theirs and now want to go back to it because of the great price markup. Actually, a lot of them looked online, shopped online, and there was no mentioning of a markup. And they got to the dealer, and there was no mentioning of a markup until they basically were in the finance office, and then all of a sudden there's a $5,000 markup, by the way. So in my opinion, this is price gouging. Dealers, I think they're price gouging. I think this should be illegal. I mean, if they advertise it right up front, that is one thing, but most dealers don't do that. Most consumers go in and they're not told until they basically committed to buying, and then all of a sudden they're told there's a $5,000 markup, and that's pretty sad. So not sure what you all think about this, but I'm really thinking the dealers need to stick to the price reduction and should not be allowed to add a markup, because the Chevy Bolt should be the $25,000 electric car. This would be the first $25,000 electric car. It's a great electric car. So I think, yes, dealers should not be allowed to. They should be punished somehow if they do that. But, well, I guess it's their right and they're not getting punished. So anyway, other things that happened with this whole thing, we have still the recall. So there is inventory that dealers can't sell because of the recall, the battery recall. As we all know, the cars catch on fire. Well, not really, still extremely low risk. But so they have inventory, they want to sell it, but then they don't want to deliver it. That's another weird thing. So as far as I know, yes, you cannot sell a car that has an open recall. But I'm not sure if that is the law, actually, or if GM makes that up just because. I was under the impression at some point it's the law, but then I think it's not. It's just GM just halted the sale of all affected EVs. But then again, some people that got lucky, that got out the $5,000 markup at the dealership, or got really lucky and were able to purchase at the right price, they got delivered. They got EVs delivered that still did not have the battery recall performed. I don't know if that's legal. They said the software updates were performed, so you can only charge to 80%, then it should have the diagnostic software on there. But I don't know, is this legal? Do you happen to know? Oh, I'm sorry here. Man, Starlink is acting up today. So we're on Starlink here, and we usually do pretty darn good. But I guess it is acting up today. I'm sorry for the breakups. I'm not sure what is going on. Hopefully this is not gonna get worse here. I hope you get at least the intent of everything. um, so Eddie just mentioned, in Arkansas you can buy any used Bolt from any non-GM dealer. So okay, maybe that's what's happening. But I also heard that GM dealer sold just with the software update and the battery update. So it's interesting, all the stuff that's going on. And some dealers really accommodate their customers and they do not charge the markup, and they deliver at price, and they deliver one that doesn't have a recall. Others deliver one with the recall, at least the software updates performed, which I think is fine. I don't see a problem. I don't think they all gonna catch on fire, especially if you can't charge more than 80%. So I don't know. I don't know what you guys' opinion is on all this, but I think definitely all GM dealers that want to do a markup should be punished somehow. They should not do a markup. Others, yes, I know Ford on their pickup trucks has done the markup too. There's things going up and down. So in any event, yeah, well, leave some comments and let me know what you think about this whole situation here with the Bolt. I think it is very confusing and all mixed information out there, and experiences totally vary from one person to the next, from one dealer to the next. But definitely the Bolt is a car you want to buy. If you can snatch one at $25,000, you just need to buy that thing. This is just the way to go. We really loved our Bolt. It's such a great vehicle. So yeah, let's talk about. Oh, some of you might be. Some of you are wondering about my face, huh? Well, it's been really busy here around our place, and actually, my daughter and we've been all week long around the place here every day for 10, 12 hours. And yep, well, busy, stressful, working hard, and well, you got to go to the bar and drink, right? So, well, you should see the other guy. He's still in the hospital. I'm just kidding. Obviously, no. I had a little accident, but if I'm telling you the truth, you won't believe me because it's the middle of summer and I had a snowmobile accident. So during the spring, we couldn't do much. We had lots of rain around here. You may have heard Yellowstone even closed. And so we had lots and lots of rain. Everything was soaked. We couldn't really do much outside. And snowmobiles were still sitting on the ground. And so finally this week, I needed to load the snowmobiles back up on the trailer. And well, it's a little tough if there is no snow to load them up. They go actually pretty decent in the dirt, but I got one up, and then I had to load the second one. And the second one, I guess the skis hung up on the ramp, and the track started spinning out. The skis broke free, and the track grabbed, and snowmobile literally jumped. It didn't drive up the ramp anymore. It just jumped. And I was at a slight angle, not straight facing to get on the trailer. And the snowmobile jumped 8 feet. So it basically wanted to jump over the trailer, but the front ramps were up. So we hit the front ramps. The left ski was over the side of the trailer, and so I kind of flew and fell and rolled, and I got extremely lucky. I landed head first, obviously, but yeah, I got really lucky. The snowmobile didn't roll onto me. So that's the story about all this. There's some more on the hand. The elbow is a little, some on the body here. Well, that's what happens sometimes. So that's the story about the face. Oh, Eddie just mentioned he is on his second Bolt. Congrats, Eddie. I remember you telling me that. You even got blue. I love blue. um, all right. So now that we covered my face, let's go into the Rivian real quick, and then we'll end this live stream. Appreciate everybody that is on here. So as you know, possibly, maybe you don't, we have a Rivian R1S reservation. Had this R1S reservation for 3 years, over 3 years. April 2019, we made that reservation, put the money down, and been waiting ever since. Never even $150,000 truck or SUV. We didn't know at the time. So we got really lucky. The price now is basically at $100,000. But because we are of the very early reservation holders, we were able, or well, they gave us the original price that they advertised. So our reservation is $77,000. That is a lot of money. $20 or $2,000 was extra for the interior. We chose a forest green interior because we have the launch green outside, so it looks really neat. Yeah, they increased the price by about 20%, so they came up to about $100,000 at some point. And then they had all these complaints, and I was about to complain, but I didn't get around to. Everybody else was so upset about that already that they already sent emails and called and everything. So then it just took a couple days, and Rivian lowered the price for early reservation holders like us. So we're back down to the 77,000, which is still a lot of money. But if you look at what an SUV is, if you want to buy a Suburban, you're not going to get it cheaper either. But the Rivian at least is basically maintenance free. And I mean, it's an electric one, full electric. So great on the truck. We have heard great reviews. So all that is super duper great. There's one problem with Rivian. They have their self-imposed deadlines. They always set a deadline and they make it official with an email. Not unlike like Tesla. Elon Musk just says 2 weeks, right? And 2 weeks never happened. So, but Rivian makes it official and sends you an email and gives a deadline of sorts. I mean, we were supposed to take delivery in 2020 initially, and that never happened. And then by the end of 2021, actually by Thanksgiving, Rivian promised that every one of us reservation holders will be connected to the Rivian guide. That's what they kind of call their salesman or the person that guides you through the buying process. And also the person that was then intended to be your guide for the rest of the ownership, basically. Well, that also never happened. Just went by, no information, nothing. And eventually we got a delivery window, which was May, June of 2022. Well, it is July. And so again, that kind of went by. I was in contact with Rivian via email and their chat, and I got responses, but I kind of got always the standard responses and kind of excuses. Let's see here. Pre-runner wannabe. Sorry, just tuning in. Do you still have your Bolt? No, we don't, unfortunately. There is a video where I explain why we sold our Bolt. It's not because it was a bad car, by the way. It was a great car, but we have too many cars. And right now, as I'm talking about the Rivian, we needed the finances. We needed the money from the Bolt to go towards the Rivian. So that is the reason we had to sell. and with prices we just sold before the price reduction came. So we got a great price. That's unfortunately why we sold the Bolt. Would have loved to, but we had 3 EVs. We didn't need 3 passenger cars. Also, our Model S probably will become the project now that it was intended for. So we'll be down to our Tesla Model 3 and the Rivian. So that just real quick here. Anyway, so back to the Rivian thing. I was in contact with them, and at some point during that conversation, they did confirm that we're still on for our delivery window, May, June. Well, it's July now. No Rivian, no email that says we'll get a Rivian. No Rivian guide contacting us. So they blew by that deadline too without really changing it. So with that, we're still waiting, and we got an email then about 3 weeks ago from Rivian that, well, there was a lot of words, but it didn't say very much, and it was kind of confusing. We all read it. We didn't really know what that means for us because we were in the delivery window actually towards the end. But as far as we could gather, it basically said in 2 weeks, we'll give you your delivery date. And well, the 2 weeks went by, still no delivery date. So finally, there was a response to another email that I sent, well, about 3 weeks ago. Finally, I got a response. They must have gotten a lot of emails complaining. And well, they're saying now, then it said July 1st, we should get a delivery date. Well, maybe they meant July 11. I don't know, but we don't have one yet. So on the Rivian, we're still waiting, unfortunately. Eddie asked if we have level 2 charging. Yes, we do here at, well, luckily electricity is everywhere. Our nearest gas station is 15 miles west or 15 miles east, which one we ever choose. But electricity is everywhere, even at home. So we have 2 level 2 chargers here at home. They're both Tesla wall connectors, and they're connected to each other so they can communicate. So we can plug in 2 of them at the same time, and they will split the charge until one drops the charge, until for some reason one drops the charge much lower. The other one can ramp up some. So they work really good. And for the Bolt, we actually, I don't know if you remember, we bought this here. And this is not sponsored, by the way, but we bought the Tesla Tap mini adapter. That's how we charge the Bolt about 95% of the time. We also have a portable level 2 charger, but we use the adapter usually for the Tesla here. So anyway, yes, confusing situation with all these Bolt price drops, markups, which I call price gouging those markups. And but now is the time. Go out, look at Bolts, see if you can find a dealer. We bought ours out of Seattle, 500 miles away back when, but we got a relatively cheap ride to Seattle. Our father-in-law actually was driving us out there. We spent a couple days and did some sightseeing. So it was kind of a nice family trip. Drove this thing home. That's what we did 2 years ago. If you can find one for 25 grand, snatch one up. I mean, or if you want more options on it, then it'll be a little bit more, I think. Or if you want an EUV, if you can find an EUV, man, I mean, that would be cool too. So see if you can snatch one up. I mean, that would be definitely great. It's a great car. We love this car. And I kind of wish I would have one again to drive Lyft and Uber. That is really a great car for that too. So if you're doing Lyft or Uber, you need to drive electric anyway. You get paid more, and you save tons. And yeah, it's just the greatest. I can only recommend the Bolt or the Bolt EUV for driving that. Yes. All right. I think we end this here. We're already 25 minutes. Thank you so much for everybody that was here and joined me on this. And I'm sorry. I apologize about connection issues. I don't know. Starlink is acting up today. Today that we desperately needed to work 100%. I guess we have some connection issue for some unknown reasons. Don't know what's going on. Sorry about that. And so next week we are probably back with a regular video, unless I really have such enormous amounts of work out here, which I don't think so. We got finally caught up with the work around the house. And well, this here kinda blew the video part out for this week because it takes a little bit of time to actually film a video, record all this, and then edit it. And this kind of threw me off for a half a day right there. And so I decided to do this live, and I hope that is okay with you guys. Like I said, this is our first live stream. Didn't even know how this works. I had to figure this out, and I even had to get my daughter's laptop because my laptop, for some reason, wanted to go to the GoPro as a webcam, and the GoPro that I have actually is not capable of doing so. So all kinds of weird stuff going on at our place this week. But I'm super excited to see you guys here. Oh, yeah. Eddie said, film your accidents. You will get more views. Well, the accident wasn't planned. So I think most accidents that you see that are recorded were probably not unplanned or not accidents. They were more expected, I guess. And people had cameras ready, but this was totally unexpected. Obviously, I was snowmobile off the trailer. I mean, the snowmobile doesn't look so great either anymore, unfortunately. The windshield cracked, and the emergency shut-off button that you have on the handlebar cracked. It's all still functioning. Also, we got a sissy bar in the back, so you can lean back, and it bent that. But anyway, appreciate everybody that was here, and we're probably back next week to, like I said, regular video recording. We got hopefully some trip coming up. The plan was to have the Rivian by now and actually make a trip to Portland, Oregon, to go furniture shopping at IKEA. We may have to do that in the Tesla Model 3. Don't know. We'll find out. I'm not sure how I'm going to load all the stuff on the Tesla, but that will be another thing we'll have to find out. So anyway, I think that is it for today. Appreciate everybody being here. Thank you so much. Please give us a thumbs up. If you got any information out of this, out of our other videos, please share our videos. Feel free to put them on your Facebook, on your social media, anywhere, share them with anybody. So in any event, thank you for watching. Goodbye.